Is this hat giving witch or is it giving yeehaw? Hello everybody, welcome in. My name is Skeleton. Horror movies based on holidays aren't new. We've got Halloween, obviously, Trick or Treat, Krampus, Terrifier 3, Heart Eyes, My Bloody Valentine, but some holidays just don't get the same attention, like Easter. What can you even do with Easter and horror? It's all bunnies, eggs, and resurrection. So I figured, in the spirit of the season, why not go down the rabbit hole and see if Easter horror is actually any good? And let me just say, I suffered for this video. I dug through Reddit, Google, IMDb, anywhere someone might have said, hey, this terrible looking bunny movie is actually worth your time. I wanted to give this niche a fair shot, and after watching what I did manage to find, I've got some thoughts. Let us start with Easter Bunny Kill Kill, which, based on the name alone, sounded like it had some potential, but it also sounds kind of ridiculous and fun at the same time, so I thought, let's give it a shot. I also had seen a few people online say that they liked it, so I thought, okay, maybe this will be the hidden gem, like it could be good. Let's see. I was so wrong. So here's the plot. A teenage boy with developmental disabilities is being raised by his stressed out mom. She brings home this awful new boyfriend who is abusive and predatory, and things spiral really fast. He starts terrorizing the boy and his mom until someone in a bunny mask starts killing people. Now, that could have worked, maybe? Like, you could take that setup and actually do something dark and cathartic with it, maybe, but the way this movie handles it, it's really just mean. Deeply unpleasant to sit through, and not in a ooh spooky vibes way, but more in a I need a hug kind of way. I made it halfway before I literally had to turn it off. I physically could not do it. I literally went outside and started working in my garden just to cleanse my brain. That's how far gone I was, man. The next day, I was ready to try again. I looked for the night before Easter, but I couldn't find it anywhere. It looked somewhat promising, but yeah, I couldn't find it. So I moved on to Easter Sunday, which I did find on Tubi. So, Easter Sunday. The plot here is that 20 years after a priest named Douglas Fisher went on a murder spree and was executed, a group of friends decides to party on Easter weekend near where it all went down. They pull out a Ouija board and do a whole ass summoning sequence. Surprise! The priest is somehow back and going on another rampage. This one opens up with some decent music, actually, and I'll admit I laughed a bit at the first kill, but not because it was scary, because it was so over the top that I could not take it seriously. That ended up being the whole vibe pretty much of the whole movie. It felt like someone's home movie, like a bunch of friends kind of got together, filmed something ridiculous over the weekend, and somehow got it distributed. The acting was pretty rough. Production value, kind of like an early 2000s, camcorder. That said, the gore honestly was not bad at all. For a super low budget indie, they really went for it with the kills, so props there. But overall, I just found it kind of boring. Like background noise while you clean your room, kind of boring. I wasn't really invested, I wasn't scared, and a lot of it just really wasn't that funny to me. And then we arrive at Beaster Day. Here Comes Peter Cottonhell. Yes, that is the actual title. I made it probably about 5 minutes in before I checked out. This movie is about a giant, poorly animated killer bunny that goes on a rampage in a small town during an Easter celebration. And when I say giant, I mean like Godzilla sized. It eats people whole. I don't know. The effects are so bad that I genuinely couldn't tell if it was meant to be a joke or not. Pretty sure it's a joke. I could already feel my soul leaving. So I tapped out. I had hit my limit. I just want to take a second though to say that I don't want to come off like I'm here just to like tear down these low budget indie movies. It's obvious that these were made with tiny crews, limited budgets, and were probably made just for fun. And honestly, I really respect that. Making a film at all is a really huge effort, but I also want to be really honest about my experience watching them, and yeah, unfortunately they were still pretty bad. So I kept wondering to myself, like, why are these all so bad. I think part of it is that there just isn't a ton of creativity in this niche. Most of the Easter horror movies I came across all kind of rely on the same tired setup, a killer bunny. Like, that's pretty much it. There's not really, any more lore. There's no variation, no real tension. Just, what if we took the Easter bunny and made him evil? Like, that works once maybe, but like by the third or fourth one, it's kind of stale. It's not really funny anymore. Compare that to something like Christmas horror. Like, yes, there are a lot of killer Santas, but there are also monsters, haunted houses, dark folklore, creepy winter settings, etc. There's variety. Meanwhile, Easter horror feels like one inside joke that kind of got dragged out like way too long. Also, the tone is almost always comedic. And don't get me wrong, like, I like horror comedy when it's done well every once in a while, but this isn't that. Like, these are the kinds of movies where it feels like they gave up halfway through and just hoped the gore would carry the rest, and unfortunately it didn't for me. I'm sorry. Despite all of this, there is definitely a fan base. When I was digging through Reddit, I saw a bunch of people sharing their favorite scenes, listing Easter horror as a tradition for them, even ranking the best killer bunny masks. So clearly there is some sort of audience for this type of niche. I'm just not in it. And that's fine. If you love these movies, no judgment. I really just wanted to find one that I could enjoy. I still do, but based on what I've seen so far, Easter horror needs a serious glow up. So, final thoughts. Is Easter horror actually good? No. Not really. At least not based on what's out there right now that I have seen. But I do think there is potential. There's something interesting you could do with, the resurrection angle, or the contrast between soft pastel imagery and something deeply unsettling. You could make like midsummer style Easter cult movie, a possession story, a pagan inspired rural horror with rabbit symbolism. See, like that, that kind of stuff, I'd be first in line. But for now, we're stuck with CGI bunnies and dollar store blood. If you know of any good Easter horror movies, like actually good ones, please drop them in the comments down below. I'm always open to being proven wrong. Just don't make me sit through another Beaster day. I'm begging you, because I couldn't even make it through 5 minutes of that. But anyways, guys, that will be all for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe for more horror media content. As per usual, stay spooky. Bye, everybody. Yeehaw!